Teacher Education and Chairman Rajendra Education and Welfare Trust, and the chief patron of this ongoing faculty development program. Professor Swine, the principal, Rajendra Academy for Teacher Education, all the revered patrons and the members of the organizing committee, and all the participants. I, on behalf of the Rajendra Academy for Teachers Education, welcome you all to the fourth day of our ensuing faculty development program. Once again, good morning all. In the last 2 days, we were refreshed with many aspects of teaching learning process. Yesterday, we listened to Professor Harihar Sarangi. In his presentation, he has refreshed us with the shortcomings of the behavioristic approaches to teaching learning process and aware us with the views of constructivist ideas, in which he has stressed on the paradigm shift of previously accepted teacher-centric approach to the people-centric approach. To continue with this today, on the fourth day of our program, we have with us a learned and experienced professor all the way from Malaysia, Dr. Ismail Muhammad Jen, the Director Dynamic Global Vision Training and Consultancy and former special grade JUSA B Excellence Teacher, Malaysia Institute of Education, Ipoh Campus, Perak, under the Malaysia Ministry of Education. Dr. Jain is educated at Malaysia and started his professional career as a school teacher. And because of his extraordinary talent, he could manage to succeed in achieving his present day position. He has contributed and presented a series of articles to different national and international journals of repute and a regular guest speaker in different TV shows. Dr. Jain has also presented a number of papers in the national and international seminars and workshops. He has represented his motherland to different countries with different capacities and is continuously putting his effort to improve the quality of education in Malaysia. Today, Dr. Jain will share his valued understanding on the professional development of teachers in global perspective and exposure to professional enrichment. I am sure that his presentation will certainly help us to understand the present day scenario of teacher education around the globe. With these words, I welcome Dr. Ismail Muhammad Jen to our faculty development program with a request to share his valuable ideas among us on the professional development of teachers. Let's welcome Dr. Jen with a big applause. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Namaskar. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm so sorry coming a bit 1 minute late because I have another webinar just now. I just completed for 2 hours and now I'm here and I'm very glad. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the Rajendra College of Teaching Education for being able to organize such a valuable this webinar. And I'm sure it's not easy to organize. I know it's 7 day long with all the patience, with all the expertise, everybody in the college, all your faculty members, your committee members. I really appreciate it and thank you very much and congratulations. And at the same time, I would like to thank all of you, especially the officials of the Rajendra College for giving me a trust to invite me and to share a knowledge. I feel that everybody are educationists now. I'm not better than you. Everybody are equals. Only thing that we need to share our knowledge in order we have to move to further. Okay, so now I just briefly tell you what I'm going to do. After a while, I will putting my screen share, my PowerPoint, and I hope just give me a response whether is it visible or not. And in the course of my speech, if there is any technical problem, just let me know. If you can't see my PowerPoint, just let me know. Otherwise, wasting of time. Or you can just put a note there, and we try to set it up. And secondly, I will talk about professional development. That is the topic given to me. And then For every part, I will stop a while to get a response. If you have any question to be asked, please ask a question, or you can just type in your chat. I will try to answer. And some of the parts I may interact with you. So don't be shy, because I believe that through interaction, it will make our webinar more interesting. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there and quite bored. Okay, so you are facing with a person, an elderly person. So you won't be able to stay there for 1 hour unless in front of you is Shah Rukh Khan. Then you will stay for 3 hours or 4 hours in front of the screen. So please just interact, make it a bit informal, as if that you and me in the same place. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, then after that, I will show you some demonstration of the thing that are going to relate to the professional development. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us start now. I'll put my screen sharing to my PowerPoint and let me know whether it is visible or not. Okay, just let me know whether is it been is it visible or not? Anyone, please? Excuse me. Is it my screen visible, sir?
Hello.
Can you let me know whether my screen is visible or not? Anyone?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, the PPT is visible. You can display.
Okay. Now is it in display?
Yes, it is visible. You can,
Okay. Okay. Yes, I go on. Okay.
yes, yes, sir. Carry on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. First, this is a topic that has been given to me. That is the professional development of teachers in global perspective and exposure to professional enrichment. And of course, this topic is very, very important. It is a professional development because when we start working, when we are in a profession, we are not bound to what we have learned in our previous, no matter who we are, either we are in BED or we are a master or we are professors or PhD certain area, but we still need professional development because it gives us, it updates us new knowledge so that we can work and we can deliver effectively according to what the needs of the situation now. Like now we are 21st century, and now you have your new education policy 2020, India new policy. So you have to get knowledge. You have to attend courses. So this is very important to any profession, that is the professional development. And just now, the chairperson have introduced to me. Since the slide is with me, I just say this is my brief introduction. That's my name. So it's my country. I've completed my primary school and high school, and my higher education is BEd in Humanities Education, University of Science of Malaysia. We call it USM. It's at University 1979. And I did my master's in educational technology 1987 as a part-time. And also I pursue my PhD in instructional design in same university as a part-time student also. And my services, I've taught in secondary school, government school for 11 years. And also then I moved to Teacher Institute of Education, government. for 24 years, and I'm retired on the 17th March, and number of years service 35 years. And my contribution briefly, I'm deliver a keynote, write and review paper in international journal. I present paper, conduct a bookshop, you know, as a consultant, guest speaker in local TV talk show. So that is my brief biodata, and I'm in education, so we are talking about the same language because you are in education. I am also in education. The difference that I've already retired, and my age now is coming up to 67. And thanks God, I'm still able to talk, and still able to see, and able to hear, and able to share with all of you. Well, now I want to start off with some interaction. What you can see from this picture, you have the first picture and the second picture. As I told you just now, we want to make our webinar more lively. Maybe you can participate. I encourage students to participate if possible. Okay, just talk about it. I encourage teachers to and professors to just share with me. So my first slide here, I have two graphics. One is you can see the fish with an artificial fin, and you can see a butterfly. The life of the butterfly, we start with the cocoons. So my question here is not actually a question, actually to just to share knowledge with you. What actually the message through these pictures? What we learn from these two images? Anybody to interact? Okay. Maybe I give you a few more seconds to relax. So don't take so serious. Every answer is right. No answer is wrong. We try to make this session very relaxed. As well, we gain knowledge. Okay, or maybe you refer to just stay and look. Okay, no matter, no problem. I understand. Okay, we look at this picture and why I put this picture and what is the relation to my topic. First of all, we see the fish here. The fish with the artificial fin. What is the purpose? You can compare the first fish and the second and third fish at the back. So we can see the first fish, it moves faster. Why he put the fin? Because it needs to swim faster than the others. You can see the others are slower. Why? Because he's having a challenge in the sea, in the ocean. He must use a modern method to swim as the time goes by. Okay, now we look at the second graphic. You can see the butterfly. The butterfly have to move its cycle, otherwise it will still stay in the cocoon and it won't see the world and it won't fly. So once it get out from the cocoons, then it will be able to fly, it will be able to see the world. So these are the two things that I want to talk. Why did it? First, we refer to the fish. How does it find the way to go faster? Meaning that he must have a knowledge, he must take action, he must innovate, he must create, he must follow the trend of current situation. That's what I mean. So for the human, what it reflects, what's the rationale, the story is that in order we want to move, in order we have to find changes, challenges, we have to do something. We have to be innovative. We have to be creative. We have to look forward, not to look backward. So that is my message. And the important thing is that if we are going to move forward, if we are going to do some creativity, we have to have knowledge, extra skill. So we have to attend or we have to have a program professional development. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can see what's my point here as an analogy. Next, we move. So what we call here is the transformation. So the changing from the old to the new, from the traditional to the modern, we have to use what we call transformation. And if it's in the area of education, then it is a transformation of education. So we can see the what is the definition for that before we move in, because education transformation is nothing less than the positive and purposeful transformation of every individual who is involved in education. In short, if you want to transform, if you want to change, you first must have a very positive mindset. You are doing by yourself, not forcing. Let's say we take example now. We are in the situation of epidemic. We are in the situation of lockdown. We are in the situation of, we are war against the COVID-19. So we have to take it positively. We have to understand. We have to accept it. We have to aware. We have no means and ways to communicate. We have to use IT. We have to use this communication, Zoom, Meet, so many things. We have to use online learning. We cannot say that I'm not prepared. So you don't wait until people to force you. Then you do it. You have to do it willingly. Once you do it willingly, then you will be successful. So the transformation, it might be positive and purposeful, meaning that you must have a purpose. It's not the purpose to show that you are doing things to your lecturers, or lectures to show to your professor, to your administrators that you are doing some extra work, hoping that you will be promoted. I'm sorry to say that, but this is just for example. So you must have purpose. Your purpose must comply to your mission. That is, you want to give to your student. You want to accomplish. You want to make the student learn. So that is your purpose, not to show off. And student, is not that you use it because you want to show to your lecturers that you are hardworking. You are, doing things following his instruction. No, you doing it because you have to do it, because it is the way norm. It's the way of life right now that you have to search. You have to sit down in the front of your computers to talk, to see pictures, to do work. Okay, so that is that. And that transformation for not only for the institution, but everybody who are involved in the education. And the transformation is encouraging your own growth and also create your awareness. So now you're aware that there's no mean ways you are not coming to the institution to learn. You are under lockdown, so you must encourage your own. It doesn't mean that if you cannot have a class in your institution, then there's no means, no ways you have to sit down and forget about learning. No, you must grow. You must move forward. You must gain knowledge. So you must change the way you are living now. We are in the new normal now, new norms. Okay, now if you can sit down here, you can pinpoint where is your direction. Either you are moving now, I'm sure Rajendra College and all of you, you are moving toward a future direction, and or you are just stepping, or you are going back to the traditional way of study. Okay, so if you want to move, if you want to gain your knowledge, you must have professional development program. You have your education, you have your BAD for lecturers, you have your masters, you have your PhD. Everything that you have here is education. But now you are here, you are in the profession, you are in your career as a lecturer or as a teacher or as a student. So there's a gap here. There's gap here. It doesn't mean that if I'm an educationist, it doesn't mean that I'll be a good teacher here, I'm a good lecturer here, unless I try to get all the necessary knowledge, updating my knowledge, upgrade all my skill so that I can fulfill my career here. So that is important. There is education, but of course, you need career, you need professional development so that your career will be excellent. So, what is the definition here? If you can see here, professional development is defined as activities. It's activities. You you come, you learn, you interact, you do some assessment, that develop an individual skill. You are here, but now you are coming here. You may be a professor, you may be a very known writer, but if you are teaching the classroom, you need some updating your career in the professional development. And also your knowledge, your expertise, and other characteristic as a teacher. Here, professional development is to be a teacher, to be a lecturer, to be a professor in your career. Okay, so that's why we need a professional development. Is it clear? Any question up to now? If you have any, okay, I move on. So the next question is that what is a professional development? Why we need it? Okay, simple answer. I try to put it a very simple sentence, put a simple way so that everybody can understand in this situation now. I try to put a very short note here. First, it is the continued training and the education of an individual in regard to your career. Meaning it's a continued training. Meaning it's a serious. It's a training. Because if we are not qualified in training, we cannot be a teacher. So actually, it's a continued training. It's not just like a part-time. It's just like, just taking it for your certificate, just taking it so that you can be promoted. No, it's not that purpose per se. It is a continued training and education of the individual in regard to your career, as I told you just now. Secondly, as I told you just now, to keep you up to date on the current trends as well. Especially, I've read your new India Education Policy 2020. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So what we need is that we have to keep update and we have to follow all the policies, all the inspiration of your education policy in your classroom. Otherwise, it will be wasted. And secondly, it helps to develop new skills for the purpose of advancement in your field. Later, afterward, I will show you some new skill, a new gadget, new application for you to use, as I already explained in the seminar, in the conference last 2 months, but I try to again elaborate again. Now, we look at your national education policy. How does it relate to professional development? What did your national education policy say about it? I've read your national policy once and I got some brief idea. And honestly speaking, sincerely, I say that it is a very good policy, very relevant to the situation 21st century learning now. And congratulations to the government of India for getting this framework for everybody. Okay, in this national education policy, they call it continuous professional development is on the 5.1.5 index. What did it say? This is not my sentence. I'm taking from national education policy. Teachers meaning all, either trainee teachers, lecturers, or professors, will be given continuous opportunities for self-improvement. You see here, it's very important, meaning that your national education policy support or give a full support to this program. And to learn the latest innovation and advances in profession. Yes, yes, that's what I say. Yeah, you have to learn about innovation. That's why you can see the first picture, the first graphic, the fish with the artificial fin. You put it there is an innovation for him to be advanced, to swim to the ocean, facing a lot of challenges in the ocean. That is the rationale of the story in my presentation on in my graphic, the first slide. This will be offered in multiple modes, including in the form of local, regional, state, national, international workshop, as well as online teacher development modules. Well, I have developed the module. I can have a workshop for all of you about how to make reality, how to practice from your national education policy. Perhaps we can meet face by face later when the epidemic COVID-19 stop. We can meet, or we can also meet in some other regular webinar. So this is to show that your national policy is very concerned about the professional development. We try to look again, education policy lay particular emphasis on development of the creative potential of each individual. Again, it stated clearly the, the development of the potential because we are able to be creative if we could develop our potential. And it says here, potential here is not only in the area of cognitive capacities, all this, but also in the area of social, ethical, emotional capacities and disposition. In other words, we try to develop not only in the form of knowledge, skill, but our character. Because through our character, then we can develop a person which is loyal to the country, loyal to your society, loyal to your parents. So that is very important. That's why I said your national education policy is very beautiful. It meets what is the requirement in 21st century education now. If you can see the 21st century framework, you say that you have to three areas to develop your knowledge, your character, as well as your life skill. That means your leadership, how you spend life in your home, in your country, and so on. So it is really relevant. It really have a very close relationship with the needs of the 21st century education now. Now we can see what is the type of professional development activities. Okay, first, yes, of course you can attend courses, workshop. Of course now you cannot attend it face to face. You can do it through your webinar, through your online. So either it is on subject matter or method, meaning pedagogy, or other education related topic that is multidisciplinary, meaning that professional development is not concerned in your subject matter only, your science, your maths, your arts, your pedagogy, no, but a lot of things that related to multidisciplinary. Secondly, in professional development, you try to innovate, try to create something new. If we are teacher, two things that concern us. One, we are in the classroom that's teaching, but a good teacher must have a good planning or designing of the lesson. Where I find that many of us forget about this. Many of us take it as a very light, whether we are a student or we are a lecturer. We must have a strong or a detailed or a good planning, designing or design. If we enter the classroom without all, so you have to innovate, you have to plan, you have to take planning in designing as a very important element in your teaching. Thirdly, yes, you have to attend educational conferences. I appreciate. I've been to India a few times, and I see that every time the institution have a seminar, I see many participants from far away. They come and they follow. So congratulations. That show that it has already some awareness the importance of all these seminars and conference to enhance your knowledge as well as enhance your work and your duties. Thirdly, you participate in a network teachers, especially in professional development teachers. In my program, I have a group network for teachers to interact virtually. I will explain to you later. And through the collaborative research, I'm sure many of you have already involved in the research either individually or collaboratively, and that also part or one type of professional development activities. And sometimes you have this mentoring system. You have your mentor, you have your peer observation, coaching as a part of formal school arrangement, meaning that there is a person, maybe we call it a resource person, your peer, your mentor that can give your guidance when you are in the profession. Let's say while you are teaching, you got someone to share, to guide you. So that also part of activities that is something that you don't spend much money because it will happen in your workplace. You don't have to go outside. You are doing it in your workplace. Okay. So why is the CPD or professional development is important? It's also stated in the national education policy. I'm always referring to your education policy, whether in the school or in the higher institution. I'm sure you have read about it. And I'm sorry if anything wrong or misunderstanding my reading in your national policy. That's why I'm taking all the word by word from your text, from the document here, because I dare not to change, otherwise it may give a different meaning. So for teacher education, I'm taking on the section of teacher education 15.1. Teacher education is vital in creating a pool of school teachers that will shape up the next generation. That's important. Okay, teacher education. Meaning that anything that deal with teachers, whether you are in the training or you are in school, any program like CPD, continuous program, the professional development is very important because it will shape up your next generation. And here, just now, I've told you, teachers' preparation. That is how you design your lesson, how you prepare your lesson, is an activity that requires a multidisciplinary perspective and knowledge formation of disposition and values and development of practice under the best mentors. So what I can see here, your teacher's preparation is very important. It's very important. And at the same time, teachers, in your preparation, you must be grounded also in Indian values, language, as well as the latest advances in education and pedagogy. Can you see a very beautiful phrases? It describes the needs of professional development for teachers, those who are in the profession of teachers now. See, you can see is a multidisciplinary perspective, not only concerning your subject, but everything about your language, about your values, about your traditional, and of course, about the latest advance in education and pedagogy. Any comments now? Any question or anything that I've talked something wrong? Maybe you can comment. Okay, everybody? Comfortable? Still able to sit down and listen to my talk? Okay, let me know if you feel a bit boring. Let's move. One more. Again, what is the rationale? What is the rationale for having this, what do you call it, professional development? Okay, here, say here, it is in here. It is becoming increasingly critical that children not only learn, but more important, learn how to learn. That's very important. Yeah, it's not only learn, but it learn how to learn. That means that in many ways they are going to learn. They have to put it, the meaning in their situation, in their life. So education must move forward toward less content and more toward learning about how to think critically and solve problem. You can see here. So how many teachers are doing this? Are we just concentrate on content? Because now your national education policy that we have to move more to learn how to learn. Learn how to learn, meaning that you have to think critically how to solve problems, how to be creative in multidisciplinary, and how to innovate, adapt, and absorb new material in novel and changing fields. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so how we as a teacher, we as a lecturer, try to visualize what the government, the policy in our education system. So here we say that pedagogy must evolve to make education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible, and of course, enjoyable. Beautiful again. Beautiful again. Everything is beautiful here. But the question here is how all these beautiful things to be translated to get the student also beautiful. Beautiful in your training, beautiful in your teaching. That is the big challenge to everybody, to teachers, to lecturers, to Professor Swan. You are the head of the institution. It's a very big challenge to you, to everybody, and also a very a big challenge to me too, as a motivator, as a deliver. Okay, so the answer is, of course, the answer is the professional development program, and we mustn't take this as a lightly, but we must take it as a very serious, and we must do it continuously so that anything that related to education in this situation must be fulfilled, must be fulfilled. So teachers will learn better way to teach. One, when educators discover new teaching strategies through professional development, so they are able to go back to the class and make changes of the lecture style. If you are used to just talk and talk, maybe you go some demonstration, maybe you go for some other activities rather than just writing. I'm not saying that this cannot be done. No, everything can be done. You can still use your chalk and talk. You can use everything here. No problem at all. But in a new way, in a new pedagogical approaches. Secondly, so professional development for teachers make them more efficient in their presentation. So, of course, when you go to professional development, learn everything. As I told you, you are not only learning out your subject, but it is a multidisciplinary. You will also talk about how to present. I'm doing that. Presentation skill. I'm doing that in my consultation module. How to be effective teachers. how are you going to make sure that whatever you talk will be give some effect to your student, good, positive, effective to your student. So that's important. And of course, in your evaluation and also in your delivery methods. So that is the important of the professional development. Now, what is the impact then? Well, very easy. Everybody knows that teachers increase their content knowledge first. If you talk about your content knowledge, because content knowledge is not only in your textbook, it's not only in the journal, it's not only on the internet, but it's everywhere. You can get it from person, resource person. You can get it from the discussion. You can get it from the interaction. You can get it from the video tubes. You can get it from the old people, the philosopher. You can get it from listening to the talk. So, so when you attend all type of activities of the teachers' professional development, you will get a lot of content knowledge, updating your content knowledge. Secondly, transferring knowledge, skill gained in professional development to their best classroom practices. Yes, if you are a teacher, your best classroom practices is your classroom, your student. Same thing, if you are a professor, you are a lecturer, you are going to transform, you are going to transfer all your knowledge to develop it so that your classroom, your lecture will be interesting to the student. So you find a lot of means and ways instead of just talking in front of the student. Maybe you can do some demonstration. You can have some videos. You can some some magic show if you know about magic show. Yeah, so that the student will their attention will be attracted. You need to attract the attention of students because as a teacher we have an audience. The most important thing is that whether your audience is attracted or not. If your student is not attracted, if your student sleep halfway in your lecture, then it's gone. It's gone. Your knowledge won't be transferred. So that is very important. It's not, for me, it's not easy to become a teacher or a lecturer if you are not having a full commitment. So the word here is commitment. How commit you are. You have to feel that children is your own children. The pupil, the student must be as if your own children. You must take care of them. That's why it comes to the term learner-centered, student-centered approach. It's not teacher-centered, meaning that you have to take care of your children. That's why now we have something like differentiated classroom, meaning that you have many students with different capabilities. You must tackle them through groups, not taking them as a whole class. Even though in the lecture you have your student 20, 30, 40 students, you must pay attention. You must prepare your lesson, prepare your lecture according to the groups, according to their needs, according to their capability. And of course, the impact once you attended all these professional development, that it will promote, it will create or will generate creativity, and finally, it will promote classroom pedagogical innovation. Any question, anything that I need to repeat? Just relax a few seconds. I hope my presentation is clear for you. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Am I too bored for you to listen to my lecture? Because I go very slow, because I feel this is very important. Because our intention is not just to attend. This is also part of our professional development program. So it's not just switch on and listen, but I want you to get something out of it. And I want also to share from all respected participant here. Okay, next I will move in. Well, just now we talked about a lot about your policy, the government policy, the education policy, and of course the formulation of the education policy Indian education policy 2020. I'm sure it based on the demands in the 21st century education globally. And if you can see here, education actually is what you're going to develop. You are not only develop knowledge, skill, but you are going to develop your character. That's what it's stated in your education policy. Your tradition, your Indian languages, uh, your tribes, you might understand their culture, is coming, is here, and is here. So this is the 21st century education. And another one, learn how to learn is here. Meta learning, how we reflect and adapt ourselves. This is called the four-dimensional learning. If you are interested, you just type in four-dimensional learning, and you can get all these figures, and you can get all the information, and you can get all the what do you call it, the information, the document. It has been released in 2015 by Charles Fedel. And this one actually is the earlier one. The earlier 2002 is the 21st century education, the framework. More or less, you have the same skill. This is knowledge and skill. It goes here, and you have the life skill. Actually, is a character, and knowledge also skill here. Here also you have skill here. So actually, it is complement. Uh, and you can see the clearly here professional development as part of the 21st century education. So in short, I say the education is a process of facilitating learning. You are not teaching, you are facilitating because it's a learner centered. The acquisition, sharing of knowledge, but it's also you share your skill, values, belief, and habit here, your character here, life and career skill here. Okay, towards preparing learners, we are preparing our students in their career development and opportunities, fulfilling the fourth industrial revolution. I think everybody knows IR 4.0. These are the future students, whether you are a teacher, even though you are not in the industrial areas, but as a teacher, you are going to teach the student, and you need to have some knowledge what is the future career in IR 4.0, and also the society 5.0, society where Internet of Things, IoT, big data, smart society, smart city, everything will be coming soon. You will have a robot, you have a 7G, 7D, hologram, everything. You can bring your aeroplane in your classroom. So all this, we are living in the society 5.0. So how we are going to prepare the character? At that time, maybe there are no person talking to you. So it's now we have we don't expect a machine to teach about character, to guide your behavior. Teachers, we are the one have to guide them. We have to nurture them, preparing them to this society. Otherwise, they will be in a cultural shock. When you come here, there will be a cultural shock because they are not prepared. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we are going to see how does it relate. This is the second part. How does it relate in your classroom? First, what is the strategical approach? First, you have government policy here. As I told you, it's very complete, very beautiful. Your duty is how you are going to translate it, how you want to integrate it in your teaching and learning practices. That is your best classroom practices. And you have to do a transformation because you are now in the 21st century here, meaning that you are teaching, but at the same time, you have to adapt and adopt you must realize, you must know what is the characteristic of the 21st century learning. 4.0, education 4.0, as well as industrial 4.0. So you have to do the transformation. You cannot teach the way the education in 1960s. I give you analogy, a very simple analogy. Let's say if we say, someone say to you, please wear your clothes. Let's say to the woman, please wear your saris. Of course, you're going to wear your saris, the latest fashion, the most fashionable saris in the first 21st century. Correct, ladies? You are not going to wear the 1960s pattern, right? Same thing to the gentleman. You are going to wear your dress. You are going to wear everything, whether it's a traditional dress or a modern dress, but is in the 21st century environment. So you won't be wearing old saris. I'm sure I'm saying that old meaning is not old dress, but not the old pattern saris that has been created in 1960s. But you are going to get a saris with a new idea. A same sari is a traditional. You are not going to change your clothes. Still, you are, you keep your traditional, you keep your culture, but maybe in a modern pattern. So that is analogy to the teaching now. So you are teaching, okay, but please, you have to do some transformation. Transformation meaning that you have to change your pedagogy. You must look at your national policy, see all the terms, and try to translate it. So how you can translate it? This is here. I've prepared something for you. Tool for instructional planning. You need a tool. You need something bridge here. You need a bridge here. You need a tool here. Or we call it connecting the dots. How you want to connect here. Everything. Every part and pieces here. How you want to go here, you want to come here. That means you have to do planning. And before that, I will show you that in the National Education Policy stated that the teacher's preparation, that means how you prepare your planning, your lesson planning, play a very important part in performing your best classroom practices. So of course, when you prepare, you must take considering of this thing. You must also transform. Don't plan your lesson just like in 1960s. So what we need now is that we call it the collaborative instructional design system, which I've already introduced on that day. But today I just give you some briefly how collaborative instructional design system fulfill the needs of professional development. Any question? Okay. I give you a few seconds to take your breath, close your eyes. Exercise is very important. I just give me a few seconds to just reply in my WhatsApp. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. Okay, now let's move. So I'm introducing to you the collaborative instructional design system, that is CIDS, as an online professional development strategical approach. As I told you, there are many ways, there are many activities. So this is the part that we can, develop our profession by using this instructional design for teachers, lecturers, or for your BEd students, or for diploma student or certificate student, anything, you can use it. Okay. And CIDS, we call it CIDS, is Collaborative Instructional Design System, we call it here. It meets and supports all requirements of your new education India policy 2020. So it is truly, it will support and it will fulfill all the requirements. And if you can see on the right here, this is the website which we'll go through now. And this is a model where teacher can plan their instruction. I will just give a very short demonstration of what I'm doing now. Okay, first, collaborative instructional design system actually is a new dimension at engaging communities collaboratively involved in transforming, creating awareness, and inspiring learners in the learning process. So it's not only a teacher, but everybody can come in. Moving forward to the future needs of IR 4.0, adapting in the society 5.0, visualizing the importance of human values in a sophisticated living. So that is the gist of it. So because CIDS, whatever I read here is already been here. Okay. Next, what is the strength or what is the capability? It is you can design the instruction at various levels systematically. You share your teaching record. You upload all the teaching resources. You do some endorsement. The people from the institution, whether you are a chairman, you still can see the teacher's work. You will give an ID. And you'll be able to communicate each other. And I've been presenting this system to most of the countries in US, in France, in Sri Lanka, and so in India. And I've got quite a good response. And congratulations to the Gemini College who have been practicing now under a pilot test. And because of the COVID-19, they cannot launch the program. But now at least they are doing online now. The teachers are doing online to prepare the lesson. Okay, so before we move to the summary, I will go to internet and see and we will see the model online. Okay, I hope you can see now. Everybody can see my website now. Is it visible? Okay, I think people can see now. So again, I want to ask you whether is it visible? Is it visible? Anyone? Anyone to respond? Is it visible? My website? Is it visible? Anyone to answer me, please? Hello?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Thank you. Because I'm changing now. I'm changing to the website now. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you can log into this website. It's acmodel2.net. And then you can see here, you can get the application is free. Get your free users. You can read over here and you can come in. Let's say I take example. I'm coming here. I log in as administrators and a lot of things you can be doing here. You can do flip classroom, everything here, but I just go to that page and you come to the page where teachers will able to plan the lesson online. Okay, first, if I am a chairman, I am a headmaster, I am the the head of department, I can see your work. For example, now I'm taking example of the one that we have done with the Japanese college. Let's say I open record now. You can see here, all these are the lecturers from the college who have done, who have wrote a lesson plan, who have prepared a lesson plan. And you can see here also the endorsement by the lecturer and endorsement by me. For example, if I take this class by this lady, I endorse it. So I can see the lecturer's name here, from which college it is where, all the planning here, you can see all the planning item, which is everything is supporting your national policy. You talk about critical thinking, you talk about 21st century learning, you talk about higher order thinking skill, you talk about mind mapping, you talk about Bloom's, you talk about De Bono, you talk about technique, blended learning, you talk about values, you talk about literacy, you talk about all the assessment here, learning objectives, learner's readiness, everything here will be in a very simple way, automatically. And if I'm a head of department, now I'm in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and this teacher is where? Is in India, in Jaskan. What I can do? I can check his work, her work. I can give comments, and also I can endorse it. I can put something like, congratulations and keep it up, just in one click. Or you can write by yourself also, if you want to. And you can also give some description if you want to. And then you just click a date here. Automatically it goes to 27 today, August. And you verify in a very split second. I'm only using my handphone for the internet. And as it has been endorsed, my digital signature here, the chop is here. How easy it is. And right now, if the lecturer open his ID, he can see what I've already done here. He can see my face and see my signature, everything. So that is an example how the teacher will be able to see, able to plan systematically, and the most important is that to meet all the requirements. So all the planning just now, you see the planning just now, all the items are according to what the need of 21st century education now. That's what now. That's why I put everything is there. Okay. This is the one just now. You see, this is the one just now. I put it. It's 8:27. My time now is 2:35 p.m. It's my time now here, and I already endorse it. There are many more, and I can endorse it many lectures at the same time. Let's say I want to endorse number 10, number 9, number 6, number 7. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to endorse, I just put here is bulk verification. it says that 4, MIW means multiple integration worksheet. That is the 4 week of work. I just put congratulations and I leave it like that and I endorse. So it says that 4 MI successfully endorsed, and you close it and you can see all the 4 that just now has been signed. So that is one. Secondly, if you are a teacher, if you are a BEd student, you are going for your internship, you are going for your practical, you have to do your planning, lesson plan. I've ready everything for you. Your lecturer can see. Your lecturer don't have to see you face by face. The lecturer can supervise you, everything complete. As for lecturers, first you can supervise your student, and also you can do your own planning for your HOD. I just give you a very, very brief demonstration how you prepare your lesson. Let's say you start with create new record. I just put here test here, file's name, your class category. Let's say I'm taking a middle school. Everything you click, everything is there. And click class 4. Category of the subject, let's say I'm taking science and maths, and the subject I'm taking a science maybe. And if you click here, you're going to have a format for STEM, STEAM, and STREAM. This is the latest development of education is STREAM. You don't do anything here, and you create records. Automatically, it will go to next week, your teaching record. This is your week teaching, maybe 34. This is your notification. Anything you can say here, you can say is a lockdown. And your lesson through online learning. And of course, you can write in any languages here. You can take Hindi and you can type. Of course, it gives you nothing meaning, but actually you can type it in Hindi here because I choose here Hindi. Okay, then you have all the materials here. We can put in the material. You can just, or you can write yourself. You can write yourself. And program yourself, everything here. So it's easy. So whether you can put all your syllabus inside, you just click, or you can copy from someone else, you write, or you write. You have your own choice. And of course, learning objective, you have to write something. Objective 1 and objective 2. Okay. So you have to write your own objective. See? And you save it. See? It's not valid here because it's very smart. This program is smart because let's say, you can see here what's wrong because my hand just now I moved in out 30th to 4 to 9. It doesn't make sense. The computer track it and it give me some message. So I have to change here. Actually, it's not November. Actually, it's August. Okay. So everything should be okay. 30th. Oh, again, it's not 11. It is August. Okay. Change it to August, then it will be all right now. August. Or 31st August. Okay. So you save. What did you say? You say all right because nothing there. So I just keep it short. Keep it short. So I go to learner's profile. I have something for you to choose. Why I do this? Because in your 21st century, in your new syllabus, you need to identify your students. Before you teach, you must do something because you are learner-centered. You must tell your student to do something. Something like student have to ask to find material topic, or student have made some reference before you enter the class. this is to remind you before you enter the class, you must say this to your student. So you just say, you go to the next one. So type of media, what do you want? Is it you're using flashcard? Yeah? Or you using submitted material? Or you are using interactive digital material, anything. So other thing is just optional. This one you will learn slowly, But right now, you just put something here and then you save. If you don't put anything here, it won't be appeared. Then you save it. Next you go left. You see what you have done just now, you put flashcard here. They will ask you how you're going to do it. Maybe you use it for material questioning, or you use it for something else, maybe, maybe as a mean of a teaching reference or anything. You can see here, my intention here is to help the teacher, to help the lecturer realize, to give ideas, if you use a flashcard, how to do it. For lecturers, if this is done by your student in your practical teaching, so the lecturers at least can check with your student what he's doing. He's doing flashcard for what purpose? Also, it's sort of a reference, a sort of guidance to your student. So everything will be here just to very fast. It's very fast. An element across curriculum. Maybe I won't go everything here. Skill here. This is what I'm talking about. 21st century skill. That's what your government policy are very concerned. Here, your learning and career skill, your social culture, your initiative, your flexibility, leadership. This is every country are very concerned about it. So as your country in your what do you call it, your education policy is stated clearly. You are not only concentrating on the subject, but you are also doing it for developing your character, your skill, your thinking skill, your higher order thinking skill. Maybe if you assign how, and you save it. And finally, how you generate your thinking. Are you using mind map? Are you using Venn diagram? Or are you using now the complicated? You're using a lot of other things. Maybe you're using some charts, whatever. Your taxonomy. Either you just want to know your student just understanding, or you want them to be creative. All this you see here. Besides teachers are just choosing, selecting, actually, we are educating the teachers in the online through this model. At least we realize that when the teachers want to teach, you must refer to the Bloom. Talk about creating, talk about understanding. So if the students, the teachers who are not really well versed with this, he can refer to the books, or can have a face-to-face professional development program. Okay, so everything is here, but it's not necessary for you to tick everything. If you say you don't want the bonus, just forget about it. You don't put anything, it won't be appeared. Okay, and this is also a very important here. One thing here is about your values here. Your values here. Very important. Very important. Okay, so we are putting here, meaning that you want to teach a subject, but these are the values that you are going to integrate in your class during your teaching. Okay, so this sort of giving guidance to you, and you save it. And finally, how you want to tackle your student, whether you want them to list the point throughout your lesson, whether you want them to make predict, meaning here that how you want to achieve. This is something that it is comply to your objective. See, if your objective say that the student can list down 5 points, so your instruction the question or statement, then it's this down. This one is something like checks and balance, whether your objective will be achieved or not. So you can say what is type of assessment you want to be, method of assessment you want to be, the oral, observation, and simulation or whatever. And this is, we call it instructional event. It's a step you can choose. These are the pre-step, but you can still change it. You can change the instructional event. You can read here. You can customize it. Actually, the program here, you can customize your own. You have a complete module here, and you save it. And finally, you see that you have your planning here. Everything will be here. Then you can choose your class here. You can choose your time here. Everything will be right. So this is a very brief part of the lesson planning using the AC model, and you will able, and here when you open your records, so this is my record here just now. I've done it. Okay. Before I end this demonstration, there are a lot of things more. I just go to very fast. Besides preparing a class, the teachers can also do some e-forum, e-learning. Most of us, maybe you do a sort of, WhatsApp, you use Telegram to interact your student. But in this program, you can create your community. See, you can create your private community here. See, after you create your community, you invite your student coming in, and you can create with them. Okay, you can put some, you can rate something, you can put something here. Please watch this video and answer question. Okay, how to put your video? Maybe you can link everything here. You can go to YouTube here. You can take everything here. You take about something about maths. Okay. Mathematics, numbers maybe. Okay. This is a basic skill. You copy video URL and you just put it here, paste, and you send, you post it. So this is your video just now, very fast, and you can be full screen. I hope this is visible to you. Okay, so you get an idea. The student can come in, and also you can have your chat room here. There's a chat room beside here. You can do your chat. The student can answer, and it will be very enjoyable. This is one of the websites from the Germany College Interaction videos. Everything will be put here. It's a very simple e-forum program that students can come in. Okay. Of course, you have to read the instruction. You have to try. Okay. Another program that I have here, or maybe you can go another one, visual learning. I call it CIDS Digital Flip Classroom. I have a full class modules here based on Moodle. I'm sure some of them you know Moodle, but we have make it simple for you. Let's say if I log in here, I can create my lesson. Okay, let's say I take one list of lesson, but this one is in Malay because I do it in for the Malay student here in Malaysia, and you can see whatever here because I haven't registered. You cannot see it, Okay, and you can create a course. It's an e-learning course. And you can also have a link. You want to have your Google Meet, maybe you can click. Okay. And you can have your Google Meet together with your student. Okay. And here you are. You just go with your Google Meet. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, so that is another e-learning that you can do it. And of course, your other thing here, you can have other thing. So that is a way that you can develop. That means when you are using this platform, you're using this one, it is a sort of a part of professional development program because everything is inside there. Everything will show you what actually the needs of education, the global, as well as the need of education by your education policy. Okay, now I go back to my presentation before I end up. Okay, in summary, I hope you can see my presentation again. In summary, CIDS is a strategical professional development planning tools because just now we have seen that we need a tools or it's a mechanism for teachers in redesigning, re-instructing, re-engineering academic direction globally, enhancing and sustaining the quality of instructional planning, envisioning the 21st century education and new education policy of India 2020 that inspires learners in the learning process. So, as I told you just now, we have many ways. First, we see that professional development is very important. It has been mentioned in your national policy, education policy, and I told you what is the impact. And I told you that there are many ways of professional development. Now also we are doing professional development, and one of them is through another application, we call it CIDS, actually is the Strategical Development, Professional Development Planning Tool, specially designed for your teacher, your student, and lecturers to plan your instruction online. You can do it anywhere you are, and all the people on the top, you are administration, you are head of department, you can assess your student, you can see your student, you can comment everything there, and it is in line with your education policy. Before I end, first, you try to do some reflection. The distance between your dreams and your reality is called action. You have a very beautiful your national policy, but if we don't take action, it's just a dream. It won't become a reality. It is during our darkest moment that we must focus on light. We are now in the darkest moment. We have a very limited movement, social distancing, cannot go to class. We are in the dark, but we must focus now to the light. When the lights come, we will be brighter. And you only fail when you stop trying. When you stop trying, then you will be crying. So please don't stop trying and you won't be fail. You may make mistakes. You will make mistakes so many times, but you won't fail. So to that, I'm going to end my session and I'm going to open for some sharing. So if you have anything, you can make some inquiries. This is my number, this is my Gmail, and this is the website. If the institution interested in using my application, now it is free of charge. We can discuss it later. We can do online with a few group of lecturers first. A few group, let's say 5-6%, those who are relevant society, we give you the ID, you can try, and then later you can develop among your lecturers and you can develop among your students later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I come back to live. Well, yes, I'm coming back now. You can see me now. Yeah, any question that you would like to ask me? And first, I would like to apologize if anything I say, which is not good to hear from to your ears. Uh, Maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe my interpretation is wrong. Please apologize me, because I need your response. I need
Thanks,
you people.
Dr. Jen. It is your. It is.
I would like to
Thanks a
share
lot.
with you.
It is really
Yeah,
wonderful question.
thank you
From
very
any
much.
question from any participant, if any question for Dr. Jen, your question, please.
You can also send the chats. I can see the chat if you want to.
Yeah. Probably there is a question on the chart.
I cannot see now.
Hello, any question? Or should we go for conclusion?
I can see some comments, but
Yeah.
well,
Meta learning. Yeah. Sonna Bhattacharya, meta learning.
because too many response, so I some of them just. If you have a question now, please write again, because I still looking for the thing here. Yes. Any question? Anything else?
Here is a question that please explain meta learning.
Yeah. Anything on the? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. I'm sure some of you also can also explain this. Meta learning is something like learning to learn, how you reflect. Okay.
Yeah.
People teach you something, but how? I put a simple word, because learning is not just for learning. Learning is for application in your life. See, we learn a lot of things about pedagogies. We learn a lot of things about science, but how we apply in the knowledge in our everyday life. So meta learning is the reflection process of what we learn. So if we learn a new thing, we invent a new thing, we have to reflect. Is it suitable to our life? Is it safe to our life? But if you don't use meta learning, then you just do it, then it will give a lot of side effect, a lot of bad things happen to our life. So anything you want to do, you have some meta learning, meaning that you are going to reflect what you learn, and then later you will do it, apply it in your life. That is it's just a simple explanation. Maybe you can look through internet again. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Thanks, Dr. Jen.
Yeah.
Well answered the question of the queries of Mr. Bhattacharya. Yeah. Any question from anybody? Hello, let's Sujata Meher is a question, sir. How character play a role in meta learning? Yeah.
Well,
good.
Actually, meta learning will develop your character, but it can be a vice versa. It can be vice versa. The character yourself sometimes may have effect on the meta learning. You couldn't care less. That's why in education we have values. We have to develop our character. It's one part, very important part, very important component in the 21st century learning. If you can see the 4-dimensional learning, it put character as one part already. That's why we have to develop the student from the beginning, from our childhood, from our home. We have to nurture them, because that character will determine also your meta learning. So if you are right, the meta learning, sometimes character may influence meta learning. And at the same time, meta learning will help to build your character. So both are very important. So character, that's why very important. Character first, the role of parent in school. Once the baby is born, you must really nurture them. Secondly, when you go to school, you preschool, the importance of teachers to concentrate. That's why your education policies say that it's not only the subject you have to concentrate, but you have to concentrate on your values. Yes, it's true. It's very beautiful, your national policy. Only thing that how you are going to translate in your daily practices. Thank you.
Okay, here is another question from Ruchira Rai.
I have a question. I read in the professional place, one have a face. Well, one have to face political conflicts, and women have to face harassment. What about these malpractices? Okay, well, I cannot comment much on that. You see, these are the issues that everybody have to play their part. You know, well, we are education. If you are educationists, so that issues won't be coming. It's your duties. It's your duties to make sure these issues should be minimized. And I'm sure because I see a lot of conferences. These are the main topic, about the women's rights, about the political involvement, interference. But I think I leave it to you. As an educationist, we must not put that as block us. We must be very truthful. Must be very what do you call it? Transparent in what we are doing, and of course, it takes time to settle those things. I think everybody, every part of the world are having the same thing. We cannot run away. Only thing that how we are going to minimize it, how we are going to try to find ways and means to avoid it. I think that's I can answer at this. Maybe you can have a better answer for us to share. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. Jain. Actually, your presentation to conclude, as you have well started, the fact is true that well beginning is half done. You have started so decently. As you have started with, as a teacher, we have to update ourselves with this statement. Really, it is wonderful. It is really timely, and it is what we call it is practical. You started with the life of a butterfly. It's really truth. And I hope that this presentation will certainly help all our esteemed participants to develop the abilities in themselves and develop the attitude to what we call collaborative instructional design system that is to be developed. It's a good idea that which you had given to us, from theories to best classroom practices. It is what we call a self-development. And the last you concluded, that is well spelled out. You will only fail while you stop trying. That's a good statement. Go on trying and trying and trying. That is one statement. We have to proceed till we reach at the goal. Your positive stand, positive efforts will definitely help you to reach at your goal. Once you are stopping yourself, once you are developing a negative attitude, you will fail yourself everywhere. So that's why, with these words, thank you very much, Dr. Jain, for your inspiring talk. Really, we are inspired with your presentation. It's excellent. And you have developed lot many things. And this with a special reference to our new education policy of India 2020. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope all the participants must have been benefited out of it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Namaste.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And I hope that we won't end here. We still can continue. Then I would like the collaborative instructional design system. Maybe we can develop at your Rajendra College. Right now, I'm doing with Germany College, but maybe we can do it in your college. Maybe we can talk about it later. Maybe I can talk to Professor Swan and how we can develop it. I think because this is really something that will fulfill all your needs in education. So thank you very much again. Namaste and good evening.
Namaskar.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.